Thank you, Nick. Welcome aboard, and we'll take any in-person questions first.
Hey, welcome to Boston. Just your initial reaction, I guess, to getting this opportunity here.
Man, super excited. It's been a long time coming for me personally, just to kind of get back to this point. Being, kind of cracking the roster. Been out the league for 2 years, so definitely very grateful for Brad Stevens giving me this opportunity, and now I'm just trying to make the most of it here, trying to learn this system. Trying to become friends with all these guys and the coaching staff, and so far, only been here for a couple of days, but have nothing but good experiences so far. I got a good group of guys. Everyone's been very welcoming, and obviously this team's playing some great basketball. So trying to learn what I can, and involve myself as much as possible and work my way into this team.
What's the process like? Just that initial, you get here. What's all that like joining this team? Midstream.
It's definitely not easy, just because teams have this team's been together all year and guys are familiar with each other. But over the course of my 8-year career, this has happened to me quite a few times in terms of getting traded or signing somewhere midseason. So I think honestly, more than anything, the outside of basketball, just being personable and getting to know everyone, get comfortable with a new group of guys is probably the most important part. The basketball side kind of takes care of itself.
Yeah, I just want to see if are there any guys on the team that you have a prior relationship or that beyond just, hey, how you doing on the court or anything like that?
Not really. The biggest connection that I have with anyone is I played college basketball with Al Horford's brother, so I know him a little bit. But other than that, it's kind of really my first time being connected with any of these guys. So again, everyone's been very welcoming. They've made me feel right at home since day one. So very grateful for that, for sure.
When you have a stretch that like you had where you weren't in the league, what's the key to staying confident that that opportunity is going to present itself? And was there ever a point where you weren't unsure, you had some self-doubts about whether you would get this opportunity to get back?
Just 5 days ago, I didn't think I would get. I was ready to give in, to be honest. Just playing in the G League all year. I had told myself that if it didn't work out this year, that I'd be okay with walking away from the game. And just crazy that in the last 72, 96 hours that everything kind of transpired the way it did. So like I said, I'm grateful for this opportunity. And over the last couple of years, it's just been important for me to stay true to who I am. And, at the end of the day, it's been my love for the game that's kept me going, even through the highs and the lows, through injuries and, the doubts, not knowing what the next day brings. So definitely glad I stuck with it on those days just to kind of get back to this point. But I got a lot of work to do to get to where I want to be personally. So just trying to keep my head up and kind of continue working the same way I have the past couple of years.
Did it get to the point where you were specifically thinking about, I'm going to go into career X if I'm not playing basketball?
No, not even. Like honestly, just the challenges of playing overseas, playing the G League, and kind of just bouncing around, my career in general. Like, I've played professionally for 8 years, and I played on so many teams I've lost count, and that movement and the uncertainty of what the next day brings kind of pushed me to that point where I was like, man, I love this game, but especially having a wife and having a kid on the way, I was like, man, it's not just me anymore. Like, there's stresses outside of basketball, put on my family, and that kind of like forced me to get to that point where I was like, damn, I don't know if I want to keep doing this. So like I said, I'm really glad. I'm really grateful that, I have a good group of people around me, my family and friends, who have continued to push me and continue to believe in me, even when I didn't really believe in myself. So, I feel really grateful to have them.
Is this your first?
First child on the way. Yes. First child on the way.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Just wondering, just being in the G League obviously is tough, but was there any extra comfort factor in being in Grand Rapids and obviously you played at Michigan, just kind of having that local connection?
Yeah, no, it was great all year. The Michigan fan base was definitely supporting me throughout the season and made me feel a little more at home. I had never really been to Grand Rapids, the city itself, but obviously I'd spent a good amount of time in the state of Michigan throughout my college career. So it was good to feel the love all season. And again, I'm very appreciative of the opportunity they gave me there to kind of, get myself back to this point.
Thanks. You look much better in green.
I never thought I'd be wearing green. That's for sure. Never thought I'd be wearing green.
Michigan State guy.
Go blue all day, baby.
Do you think your experience like you just said, bouncing around and all of that, not knowing what's next. Do you think that is value to an NBA team where, hey, maybe some guys take things for granted. Some guys just expect, like, I'm an NBA player and I just expect to be an NBA player. You know, you can impart like how quickly this can go away.
Yeah, like I know firsthand, like my mindset coming in right now is completely different than my first 5 years in the NBA. And like, you know, to put things into perspective, like there was times throughout my first 5 years where maybe I was on the bench not playing games, and that truly affected me in a way where my energy was down, my relationships were down. And you know, having that taken away from me and being out of the league, you know, even last game, not playing a single second, like I just have a different appreciation now for being in this, being, you know, having this opportunity and like trying to make the most of it. You know, if I'm not going to play, I'm going to, you know, be the first guy waving the towel and, you know, pumping everyone else up. And for me, that's growth, because that's something that I wasn't willing to do just a couple of years ago in my first stint in the league. So once I had that taken away from me, I think it gave me that perspective that I needed to just be very grateful, as I've said before. But it's, you know, for me mentally, it's kind of good to kind of have that new perspective and just be appreciative of everything that's given to me. Thank you.